Fuck it.
Pour, drink, smoke, drink. All gas, no brakes. Yeah, I road ahead, that's all face. I smash, that's road rage. Yes, what are those that say ball, man?
Title of this video is 4 Creepy True Jason Voorhees Encounter Stories. So you telling me right now you got motherfuckers dressing up as Jason Voorhees and just harassing people, stalking people, making people feel uneased, unsettled after fart. Excuse me, you know how that goes. We family. It is what it is. I already said excuse me. Just thank God you can't smell the bitch. Sup? So. Y'all alright? I doing good? That's good. If you're not, then...
Boy, is he dead too?
What the hell?
Who?
The boy, Jason.
Jason?
In the lake, the one who attacked me, the one who pulled me underneath the water.
Whoa. This kind of threw me off guard. Oh, shit. Because I thought this audio was something else on my computer. I'm not used to this. You can't just be throwing shit out here. You can't be throwing new stuff like that. All right, cool. So you doing that. Okay, cool. I like it.
Ma'am, we didn't find any boy.
Fun?
Then he's still there.
Yeah, well, I'm not. 6 miles out. Best believe that. Oh, shit. I was about to get real.
I really don't know what age is considered too old for trick-or-treating. Maybe it depends on how you go about it. I mean, if you're 14 and relying on your mom to buy you a costume and drive you around at night, yeah, that's pretty sad. I figured at 15 if I made my own costume and decided to circle the block with some friends on foot, I could get away with it. Being with a group of friends is more acceptable, I guess. Going alone would be a cry for help, wouldn't it? Last Halloween I applied some heavy makeup to my face and wore some tattered clothes and decided to pass myself off as a Walking Dead type zombie.
Right.
It's a pretty poor excuse for a costume. But when you're in high school, who are you trying to impress when you go out to collect free candy anyway? But everyone except for me kept stopping every other minute to glance at their phones. I got tired of them holding me up, so I eventually put some distance between myself and them.
Bitch, no. You keep with the people you with. Don't separate. Don't disperse. Don't be like, hold on, let me check something real fast. No, you stay with the people, especially in a situation like this. Only reason is, if something pop off, you got motherfuckers to use as bait. If you by yourself, you can't use nobody. You gotta defend for yourself a whole ass fucking motherfucker. Just saying. That's your first mistake right there. Stay with your group. Stay with the peoples you with. And it's not because you love them. It's only because if something pop off and if a clucked up situation finds your way, you got about 3-4 motherfuckers. I don't know why I said it like that. You know, to use as bait to yeah. You feel me?
Before I knew it, a single house gap of space between us had become several houses.
Wow.
And suddenly I was trick-or-treating alone.
Shit.
I left the sidewalk and wandered back and forth across the street to the remaining houses like an idiot, oblivious to speeding cars, and starting to feel like the candy wasn't worth the growing sense of embarrassment anymore. As I made my way towards the last house before my street, a tall figure in a full Jason costume came down the sidewalk in the opposite direction and walked right up to me. This guy was at least 6'2", completely alone. No flashlight, no greeting, nothing.
Even if it's Halloween, bitch, that's a little sus. Fuck you come from, huh? Fuck you come from? I ain't see you around here. I ain't getting, Fuck you come from, huh? You just gonna pop up on me? Bitch, you thought? Bitch, I'm gone!
Just walks right up to me with what could have been a very real machete and gets close enough to cut my throat.
Oh, damn.
Nice costume, I said.
Shit.
So where's Freddy? I killed him. A muffled voice came from behind the hockey mask. There was no hint of playful sarcasm. He pulled out a clear bag of multicolored candies and motioned for me to open my pillowcase.
Pause.
When I complied, he dropped them in. His bag wasn't sealed, so the candy scattered throughout my bag as I spun the pillowcase to close it again. Eat those first. He spoke to me in a hollow voice.
Bitch, why?
Just walked on past me.
Why I got you
I
don't
didn't
fight?
ask for the guy's name. I didn't ask what the candies were. I didn't even thank him. I just shrugged and kept moving. After stopping at the last house, I took the corner and started back towards my house. There was a handful of people scattered around, but no one close by. I spun my bag open and dug through the candies as I walked, looking to inhale a few before I got home. I pulled out a random handful. All of them were individually wrapped, except for the multicolored loose ones that Jason had given me.
Wow, you got some loose wrap. Okay. So the wrapper that Jason Voorhees gave to you is kind of loose, damn near open. Bitch, come on. What? That's like me, you opening up a loose candy wrapper that a stranger gave you that, mind you, came out of nowhere, right? It's like me opening up a single pack of condom, like one single condom. I open it up, but the bitch got white stuff in it. Fuck out of here. What? That is so hella sus. That is so sus. So I highly suggest you not eat the candy that Jason Voorhees gave to you. That's just my advice. But hell, well, I mean, I have no room to talk. I'm just saying. I'm just Gattor. That's it. That's all it is. You don't gotta listen to me. You can do whatever you want. You are your own person, motherfucker.
I figured that they were Mike and Ike's or something, and paused to pop a few in my mouth. When I did, they were super sticky, and they stuck to my hand.
That's nasty.
I set my bag down so I could get them off.
That is so nasty.
When I happened to glance off to the side.
Bitch, why is this shit sticky? Like, that's, come on, that's, I just said something about condoms. Why is that shit sticky? That's fucking nasty. That is so nasty. Jason Voorhees, you got some explaining. Why is the candy nasty? I mean, why is the candy sticky? Huh? Why is the candy sticky? That's nasty. Come on now. That's what? You just all over the candy? Really? You're not even gonna wash it off. You're not gonna wash it off. Okay, that's fucking gross.
Across the street, far back behind me, I saw Jason walking in my direction. When he noticed that I saw him, he stopped too, and just stared at me, unmoving.
Keep moving.
I grabbed my pillowcase and power walked up the sidewalk, up my driveway, and into the garage. I closed the garage door and went inside, and from the window, I watched Jason continue down the sidewalk, stopping just short of our property line.
He know where you
He
live?
just stared at my house.
He know where you live?
All the lights were off on the ground floor of the house, so I knew that he couldn't see me, so I decided to wait him out. After maybe 3 or 4 minutes, he turned around and slowly walked off back the way he came and vanished into the night. As creepy as I thought that was, no red flags shot up in regards to the candy that I got from him.
You, fuck. You, bitch. Talking about you see no red flags. Bitch, there's red flags out the ass. And this story not even over with. Fuck.
Thanks to pure dumb luck, I decided to wash my face and hands before getting into my bag of candy.
What about washing the
I
candy?
deliberately ignored the loose ones because I remembered how sticky they were.
Right.
The following morning, my parents asked me about my haul. I dumped my sack out onto the table and showed them, and immediately my parents noticed the loose ones. My mom gathered up a few in her hand. "Where did you get these?" she asked, looking more alarmed than curious. "Some random guy on the street dressed up like Jason Voorhees?" I replied, oblivious. "These are prescription drugs and food coloring," my mom replied, her voice somewhere between enraged and terrified. "Yeah, I think I've outgrown trick-or-treating." Back in the early 2000s, I was working at a bank in the middle of nowhere, Maine. I usually worked as a teller for the drive-thru window, and I never had a problem with it. There was a running joke among my friends that I would be the last one to get mugged, because there was always a solid wall of bulletproof glass between...
Why motherfuckers got a joke like that? Huh? Why people got a joke like that? Hey, it'd be funny if you got robbed tonight. What? Hey, it'd be funny if you got raped tonight. What? Hey, it'd be funny if you got stabbed to death. What? Hey, it'd be funny if you got fucked up tonight. What? Hey, it'd be funny if somebody sliced your dick off. What? What? Why do people joke around like stuff like? Hey, it'd be funny if everybody just killed everybody in the household. Like, what? That's not funny at all. What?
And the people in their cars on the opposite side. I guess it was because I laughed too hard that karma eventually found me, and I had an axe to grind.
Damn.
I don't recall the exact date of this incident, but it was closing in on Halloween. The days were much shorter, and it was getting dark much earlier. By 5 p.m., it felt like 10 p.m., and it was around that time that we were closing up for the day. I remember packing up my bag and putting on my coat in the break room, when I heard one of my coworkers make an announcement that there was someone out in the parking lot. I figured it was just some homeless guy crossing the lot to make his way to the gas station.
There, bitch. There you go assuming shit. If I heard on the speakers, hey, there's somebody outside just lingering, so y'all be safe out here. No. So I just want to let y'all know that I'm not going nowhere tonight. So I'm gonna stay here unless that motherfucker is gone. And I mean gone. Okay? So unless he's gone, then I'm staying here. Like, I'm not going nowhere. Okay?
But I decided to play it safe for the others and wait for the guy to wander off.
Okay.
I walked around the counter and parked myself in my usual spot by the drive-thru window, while the others kind of clustered by the front door and made small talk while watching the guy. I was flipping through my pocket calendar when I heard one of my coworkers say something along the lines of, "Hey, is he wearing a hockey mask?" referring to the man outside. I turned in my chair and looked back towards the front door. Another one of my coworkers asked if we should call the cops. I was about to say something about it being close to Halloween when I heard an ear-splitting slam right behind me. It made me leap out of my chair. I screamed and staggered and nearly fell down. I turned and saw that directly outside was a man in a Jason hockey mask and a flannel shirt, raising an axe for a second swing at the window. When the blade met the glass, another loud crack split the air so loudly I could feel it in the back of my teeth. After the second blow, the man must have realized that the glass wasn't going to break, and took a few steps back away from the window. My coworkers began to panic behind me. The man looked at me dead in the eye, raised his left hand, and made a cutting motion across his throat with a small knife that he had clenched in his fist. He then took off running into the darkness. The police were there in a matter of minutes and swept the whole plaza. They were unable to locate the man in the hockey mask or the first man who had drawn our attention to the front door. The police suspected that they were working...
Wait a minute, it was two bitches? What? Okay, so I understand about the first two. Probably homeless, or whatever. I don't understand where Jason Voorhees came from. Well, then again, it is Jason Voorhees. That dude, he really do be popping up out of nowhere when you least expect it. So, I mean, I don't blame.
Random. One man distracting us while the other made to enter through the back. They asked me if there was any features I could specifically remember about him, but the only thing that I could recall with any clarity were the cold blue eyes that stared at me from behind the mask. It gave me the worst scare of my life, but the following day I was back at work, and I still work at that bank to this day, though now I work for a different branch. I have no idea if that man actually believed an axe would be enough to get through that glass, or if he was just trying to scare us. But that knife he had clenched in his hand bothered me and haunted my dreams for weeks after. A knife that small wouldn't have helped him break through the window, but why would he have brought it if he didn't plan on using it? In the nightmares that I had following the incident, sometimes he managed to shatter the glass, and once inside, he would use that knife on me.
You got it. See.
A few years ago, I was driving home drunk at around 3 a.m. I live so deep in the woods that it takes about 15 minutes of steady driving before I encounter a road.
I just want to say, in all due respects, for the whole story, fuck you. Because you starting off bucks with the bullshit. So, I mean, how you starting already with the bullshit? Like, that's what I'm talking about. So, yeah, fuck you and everything about you. In all due respects, of course. Just saying.
Dividing line for both lanes. Maybe another 10 before I hit that first traffic light. My driveway alone is about 60 or so yards long, and most people traveling down that road get lost and wind up in my front lawn before they realize that they're on private property. I don't advocate driving drunk, but I was going about 30 miles an hour down a forgotten road, where there was next to no chance of encountering another driver. I was much more worried about hitting a deer. I was impatient to get home. My head was pounding, and I had to take a piss. But I didn't want to increase my speed in case I would wind up in a ditch. My high beams were on, and my windows were down, and the cold night air across my face made me feel like I was being waterboarded. I took a sharp turn onto a more open stretch of road, where I could see a few dozen yards ahead of me, and I slammed on my brakes in shock. Power walking right down the middle of the street, coming directly towards me, was a man in what looked to be a mechanic's jumpsuit.
The fuck is he doing out there? What? He has no reason, and I'm talking about the motherfucker that just popped up out of nowhere. He has no reason to be out there. And because he has no reason, you run that bitch over. Without no remorse, without no conscience, without a second thought. You do it, okay? All right? Go. So, yeah. But, even though I just said what I just said, kind of really doesn't matter that I just said what I just said, because you fucking slammed on brakes. Okay. Alright, yeah, like I said, you're fucked. Just saying. just me, you know.
For half a second, I considered that he might be lost or wrecked his car and was coming towards me to ask for help, which by itself would have been random enough to be alarming. But the next second, I dismissed it. The guy was wearing a white hockey mask, and it genuinely looked like Jason Voorhees was charging at me, intending to rip me into pieces. There were several things that I could have done in that moment.
Like run him over?
I could have rolled up my windows and locked my doors.
Or run him over?
I could have floored it in reverse.
Run him
I
over?
could have abandoned my car and sprinted into the trees.
Wow.
But you know what? Most of the time, the easiest solution is the quickest to process. I hit the gas. I turned the wheel slightly to the right, and I felt the guy graze the right side of my car as I whizzed by. I glanced in the rearview mirror, and by the harsh red glow from my taillights, I noticed that he was still on his feet. I drove quickly down the road and pushed my garage door opener as soon as my house came into view. I pulled my car in, killed the engine, and shut the garage door behind me. The 8 or so seconds it took to close felt like the longest few moments of my life. Then the silence hit me, and I was suddenly terrified. Had I just hurt someone? Was I drunk behind the wheel of a car that made contact with a pedestrian? Should I call the cops?
That's the least of your
The
worries.
terrifying way the man moved replayed itself in my mind. He had moved with purpose, and I suddenly realized a terrifying possibility. All the guy had to do was turn around and follow the road, and he could walk right up to my front porch. I don't recall if the man was carrying a weapon of any kind, but regardless, I was willing to bet that I had pissed him off. I ran inside without turning on any lights. I double-checked every window and door to make sure that they were locked tight.
You
And
sure?
I did the last thing I figured the guy would expect if he decided to break into my house. I got back into my car. After locking the door to the kitchen behind me, I climbed into the backseat of my car, locked myself in, and curled up in my sleeping bag. There was no windows in my garage, and the car windows were tinted. After a few minutes, I began to calm down and feel safe. I had my phone on me, and I could have called the cops, but for whatever reason, I decided not to. I figured it would take them at least an hour to get out there, and by that time, Jason could have either killed me or hid in the woods and wait for them to leave. Despite the craziness of what just happened, I fell asleep in my car and had a nightmare about Jason being outside and pounding on my garage door, trying to get in. I awoke miserable and hungover. It was around 11 a.m. Daylight was peeking through underneath the kitchen door. I got out of my car and cautiously peeked inside my kitchen. All the doors and windows were still locked, and there was no sign of forced entry. I started to feel better.
You sure?
I worked up the nerve to take a shower, change my clothes, and then I patrolled the outside of my house with the biggest knife I had. With the sun shining bright, I suddenly felt insanely confident and brave, but that quickly changed when I noticed the fresh scratches on both the locks to the front and back door.
There it is.
Had Jason tried to break in after all? Lockpicking didn't seem like his style. Last night he was moving like a blunt instrument. I figured if he really wanted in, he would just shatter a window. The rest of the day I spent dreading the sunset, terrified that he would come back that night and finish me off. Right before night fell, I backed my car out of the garage, having decided that I would stay at a friend's place. That's when I noticed something in my rearview mirror.
See.
The pointed end of a blade was jammed into the right side of my car, just above my back tire. The blade had stabbed through the car's side, and you could clearly see the gouge trailing behind it. I remembered when I grazed the figure the night before. That's when he must have done this. Whoever he was, he had been strong enough to stab a blade into a passing car. Maybe it really was Jason Voorhees.
Maybe it really was your time to get fucked up.
Last Halloween, I was invited to a company bonfire party up in the most heavily wooded area of upstate New York. I wasn't really interested in going, but given that we could bring a group of friends, I was kind of bullied into accepting. The company I worked for was hosting, and the venue was going to have an open bar.
And I also want to say, because you are surrounded by several people, that doesn't mean you get to lower down your guard. That doesn't mean, you get to, not be so cautious. not be so much on edge, you still need to be on edge. You still need to be cautious, right? You still need to be on high alert. Because just because you are surrounded by people, several people, don't mean you're safe. Jason, you dealing with motherfucking Jason. Come on now. Really? The chances of you getting clucked up by yourself with Jason versus you getting clucked up with about 15, 20 people by Jason, it's about the same. Yeah. I'm just saying. So, some tell me you gonna lose. You gonna do some bullshit tonight. Some tell me that you gonna be on some bullshit. Oh, yeah.
So I begrudgingly went shopping to find a halfway decent costume to wear. The night of the party, I assigned myself as the designated driver, and I drove my 4 rowdy friends to the party. I flashed my company ID to the parking lot attendant, and then we made our way over to the festivities. Most of my friends had very elaborate and flashy costumes with props and makeup, but I had simply bought an Assassin's Creed hood and decided to go as Michael Fassbender between takes. The party was loud and intense, with music blaring and booze flowing, and people ultimately acting like in no way their actions would be recorded and posted online the following day. I eventually got bored of the noise and drunken behavior, and wandered up into the woods with my friends Kate and Leon. There were signs prompting us to stick to the designated trails, which we of course ignored, and we ventured deeper into the woods, looking for a nice spot to get a good look at the night sky. After a few minutes, we were out of earshot of the party. We lit up the flashlights on our phones, and tried to find a comfortable spot to sit down. After a moment, we heard Leon call over to us, and we navigated our way over to him. He didn't have to say anything, because we saw it as soon as we saw him. Lying on the ground in front of him, on the forest floor, was a queen-size mattress, which would have been surprising on its own, but even more strange than that, there was bright red stains all over it. Kate bent over, and without hesitation, felt the mattress with her 2 fingers. Kate was a phlebotomist, and was very comfortable around blood. "It's still wet," she said after a moment. "Wait, so it's real?" Leon asked. "No way," I said with confidence. "We're at a Halloween party, guys. It's a prop of some kind."
Fuck.
"All the way up here in the woods where we almost didn't find it?"
What I'm
Kate
saying?
responded. I examined the mattress again, and shifted the angle of my flashlight. I had noticed before, but there was a clean, unmarked spot right in the center of the mattress, about the average size of a torso. I felt my mouth go dry. Kate, in theory, if someone lost this much blood, would they be alright? She didn't even hesitate. Not unless they were just outside the ER. "Hey, come here," Leon called out. Kate and I glanced up and saw another partygoer come forward out of the shadows. He was wearing a Daryl Dixon angel wing vest and carrying a crossbow. And he was also wearing a Jason Voorhees hockey mask. Leon kept talking. "We just found this mattress here, man. Did you hear or see anything?"
Bitch, I did.
The guy didn't respond. He only glanced around at the 3 of us without speaking. Then suddenly, there was a tension in the air. Kate sat up and looked at the masked man. "Are you with the company?" Suddenly, the guy slowly raised his crossbow and aimed it directly at Kate. "Whoa!" I called out and shoved Kate sideways, right as the man fired the crossbow at her, and the bolt sailed past her arm and stabbed itself into a tree behind her. "It's real! Run!" Leon shoved the guy as he made to load another bolt into the crossbow. We each ran in 3 different directions. I immediately shut off my flashlight so the guy couldn't take aim at me. I sprinted towards the light of the bonfire, stumbling twice and skinning my knee. I ran out of the woods, directly over to the DJ's booth, and started gasping about there being a guy with a crossbow in the woods, but they did not take me seriously. Kate and Leon had run to the security guards in the parking lot, but they were skeptical of the claim that there was a legitimately dangerous guy up in the woods with a deadly...
That's not your fucking problem. It's not. You know, just because you got motherfuckers that don't believe you, that there's a killer out here on the loose, don't mean that you need to worry about these motherfuckers. Okay? It's every person for themselves. You bitch, you haul ass like a motherfucker. You haul ass like you never hauled ass before. You got motherfucking Jason Voorhees after you, after y'all. So, I mean, you can let it be known, be like, hey, yo, Jason Voorhees is killing motherfuckers. And that, you say that as you're hauling ass. And now, you may have people there that don't believe you and that do believe you. That's not the point. You know, you let the motherfuckers know. Hey, yo, Jason Voorhees is out here killing motherfuckers. Okay? And that's it. You haul ass. Don't worry about nobody else. That's not your job. Okay? Okay? Your job is to haul ass. Haul ass. Okay? Now, whether they believe you or not, it's not up to you. That's not your problem. Okay?
weapon. I tried to speak to one of the company owners, but he was drunk and completely unconcerned by the news. I called the cops from the parking lot, but after we waited for an hour in my locked car and no one showed, we gathered the rest of my friends and just drove off. The following day, we went to the police station and filed a report. It's been nearly a year, and we haven't heard back about any kind of investigation or report.
Because they playing.
I still have no idea what the context was of what we found that night. I don't know if someone was attacked on the mattress, and we wandered into a fresh crime scene, or if it was some kind of gag, and we're now on YouTube somewhere looking like idiots. What bothers me the most was that in that moment, the seriousness of the situation felt very real, and when that crossbow fired, I felt the sense of extreme danger, so bad that my fight or flight reaction kicked in immediately. I don't think I'll be celebrating Halloween this year.
Right. Any other year. Fuck.
There's always a reason to be afraid.
Here we go. Come on. Hey. Hey. Okay, like on a serious note, right? Because it's Halloween, on a night of Halloween or around that time. If anything, your natural suspicion, your natural, on edge, your natural, oh shit, what the fuck was that? Should be doubled up, tripled up, quadrupled up. Sorry. Right? So you need to like on a night of Halloween or around that time, you have to know that you're not safe. Just because you got motherfuckers out here dressing up don't mean that person behind the mask, that person behind the makeup, costume, is just a cool dude, cool girl, cool person, On a night of Halloween or around that time, you just need to be on high alert, like double up on that high alert. Just saying, Because you don't know who's behind that mask. You don't know who's behind that makeup. You don't know who's behind that costume. You just don't know. And because you don't know, that's even more reason to double up on the shits. Okay? That's all I'm saying. You know? And just because, just because it's Halloween don't mean you can just let down your guard. Yeah. That's just my intake on it. It is what it is. Keep it cool, keep it classy, and I love you. Stay happy. Jason Voorhees. I love you, my family.